Sarah, this is Abby, and welcome to A Swool Unlimited. I'm a scuba instructor, and I lived in my van for a little over 3 years after living abroad as a dive shop owner. Now I'm living in an old sailboat with the hopes of sailing and diving around the Pacific Northwest and beyond. On this channel, you'll get scuba lessons, dive site explorations, and sailing adventures. Join the community here on YouTube or come diving with me around the world on one of my expeditions.
Mwah. Sweet girl. Oh, the belly, the belly. Before we get into the video, I want to say a quick thank you to Divers Alert Network for sponsoring this video. We're talking liveaboards today, and let me tell you, if you're going to go on a liveaboard, you're going to be required to have dive insurance and travel insurance, and Dan offers both. So if you're thinking about a trip soon, make sure to check out coverage and prices with the links in the description below. Let's get into the video. It's been a little while since I've done one of these kinds of videos, but I think it's going to be helpful for people. I recently got back from my Socorro dive expedition, and before the trip, I had a lot of questions from people about packing and what to expect. A liveaboard dive trip is one of the most exciting and memorable experiences a scuba diver can have. It's full on and ideal for people who want to dive as much as possible, especially if you're interested in exploring remote locations. But if it's your first time, you'll want to be well prepared, both mentally and logistically. First thing, choose the right destination for you. Liveaboards operate all over the world, from Indonesia to the Red Sea to the Galapagos. Hint, hint, 2027. Keep that in mind. Your choice of destination will impact everything. Water temperature, marine life, visibility, the type of diving you'll be doing. It also affects what type of gear and clothing you'll need for the trip. Consider your certification and comfort in various conditions. Some trips require advanced certification or a certain number of log dives. Pack light, but smart. Cabins on liveaboards are notoriously very small, unless you're doing some kind of super luxury thing. And a lot of times these are bunk beds with minimal storage. I recommend some kind of soft-sided duffel bag or dry bag to move things around the boat, because your big gear bag with all your scuba stuff is going to be stored somewhere else and you probably won't have access to it. The essentials that you should probably have with you in the cabin include reef-safe sunscreen and all of your toiletries, comfortable loungewear and layers for cooler evenings, especially on boats that have air conditioning. I recommend packing an eye mask and earplugs so that you are comfortable and you're able to sleep as much as possible, especially if you're paired with someone who has a different sleep schedule than you. Although pretty much everybody is on the same sleep schedule on liveaboard, some people might choose to skip the first dive so they can sleep more, etc. Also be mindful of the bathroom situation. Some people may want to take showers in the morning. Other people may have extensive night skincare routines. Just talk to each other and be mindful of how you're using the space. Also remember to bring at least 2 swimsuits so that you can have one drying while you're wearing the other one. Bring a power bank. And I also like to bring a multi-outlet charger, but there are a lot of rules around charging on boats. So pay attention to all of your boat briefings. Motion sickness medication. This is key. I've found with people that the patches work best, but those are prescription only. So get those ahead of time. And seasickness can hit anyone at any time. So if you're worried about it, take your seasickness medication or put on your patch at least 12 hours before you get on the boat. If you wait until you're already feeling nauseous, it's too late. If you're feeling a little woozy, ginger tea or chews can be helpful. And this one might be hard because I know that people enjoy drinking on dive trips, but if you're not feeling great, stay away from alcohol. Get some fresh air and keep your eyes on the horizon. Obviously, for dive gear, you need all your essentials like BCD, regulator, mask, wetsuit, dive computer, fins, and SMB, plus anything else that you'd like cameras or other accessories. Be prepared for this eat, dive, sleep routine. Liveaboards are intense. You're doing 3 to 5 dives a day if you want to. These dives will start early in the morning and could go into a night dive, so you're literally going all day. That being said, feel empowered to skip dives when you need a rest. It's a lot of diving, especially if you're not used to getting in the water that much. Things that'll help you with this are hydrating and eating. You're using a lot of calories, even though maybe it doesn't feel that way. And hydrate appropriately. Take some electrolytes with you so that you're actually getting the things you need from the water you're drinking. Nap between dives. You'll always have a surface interval and you're on a liveaboard, so people are doing the hard work for you. So go out to the sun deck, put on some reef safe sunscreen, and take a nap. Log your dives as you go. That way you don't forget any of the details of the trip. And finally, communication. Make sure you're talking to your dive guides and letting them know if anything's going wrong with your gear or if you're uncomfortable with something. Have an open line of communication with everyone on board. Let's talk about entertainment. Although it's great to be just chatting with your buddies, or maybe you like to read, I think it's fun to have some kind of game. I didn't bring anything on my last trip and I was kicking myself for it because I thought that it would be really nice to have just a deck of cards. Some boats will have that stuff available for you. In Komodo, we had a Jenga set, which I gotta tell you, playing Jenga on a moving boat is ambitious. But it was a lot of fun. It's nice to have something to do while you're hanging out with people. Now for the food. It's pretty incredible what they can do in a boat, especially out in the middle of the ocean, like in Socorro. I was so impressed with how the chef was like wielding knives while we were just like rocking all over the place. It was crazy. You're literally eating like all the time. You're not gonna go hungry on liveaboards, at least not any reputable good one. If you have dietary restrictions, communicate that with the crew before the trip because they have to provision for everything. So if you don't let them know that you're vegetarian and then you get on the trip and you're like, where's all the vegetarian food? You're out of luck. They have to know to be able to prepare. You can also bring your own snacks if you want something specific. I do that all the time. Finally, rest. Sleeping on a moving boat is not easy. It can take a night or two to get comfortable with the movements and the sounds. Secure your loose items in your cabin so they're not rocking and clacking all night long. That's consideration for your bunkmate. But my biggest tip for this is to do your best to relax. I know for myself in Socorro, when it got really rough, because it was pretty rough when we were out there, I had to just remind myself, a boat's gonna boat, the boat's gonna float, it's okay. We're rocking a lot, but it's fine. That's what boats do. Focus on deep breathing, relaxation, and if necessary, you can go to other spaces in the boat to sleep. I've done that before. When I was on the liveaboard in Komodo last year, I slept on the sun deck. It was great, nice fresh breeze. Although I will say that a lot of the crew will be sleeping in different areas of the boat, so be respectful and mindful of that as well. That's all I have for you for this video. I would love to hear your recommendations in the comments because I'm sure there's tons of stuff that I forgot to mention, but liveaboard trips are truly the most spectacular way to explore a destination. You get to log a ton of dives. You get to spend a lot of time with your dive buddies and get to know them. There's just nothing like being out on a boat and sleeping on one. I mean, that's why I live in one. You know what I mean? It's definitely worth the money and the cost. Yes, it's a high cost, but when you factor in everything that you get, it's kind of a sweet deal. So that's it. That's all I got. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more from the Azul Unlimited community, join us over on Patreon. And if you want to sign up for some dive travel with me, you can check out my upcoming trips on my website. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, love you. Bye. Oh my gosh, she's still snoring. Hold on. I love her. Oh, sweet girl. Okay, shh. Okay, love you, bye. That looks all right. The queen in her rightful place. What are you smelling? Is it good? Does it pass the test? Yeah?